Yes, good morning, everyone. My voice is audible.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be taking your MCS. Sorry, this. I'll be taking your Linux administration session. So yesterday we had the first class. So in that, I just went through the what are the topics which we are going to cover through this Linux administration course, which will be about a duration of 32 to 35 days. Okay, so I just went through the topics. What are the things which we are going to discuss? So anybody?
Hi, good morning, sir. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
So actually, yesterday I was absent. Could you please explain what you explained yesterday?
See, okay, I'll just briefly explain about what are the topics which we
Yes,
have.
yes.
So you can see that in our YouTube channel also recording. Otherwise, if you want, how many of you are new today? Just one person. As far I remember, Bhaskar, you were there yesterday.
I am also first class in today.
Okay, so shall I just go through the topics once more? The topics which we are going to discuss, or you want me to start the session like first day topic?
Hey, you want to pass the topic actually work on.
Okay, because you can see just yesterday what are the topics which are going to be discussed. I just give the brief idea. So if you want, I can start the today's session. Today will be the actual first class. Yesterday I went through the what are the topics which we are going to cover. Okay, so this course Linux administration is basically based on the yes, it is basically based on the Linux operating system, Linux administration. So as the administrator, what we have to do, manage our network, which include our servers and employees or the users, whatever you call it. So this course, once you are done, will be once you are done with this course, you will be eligible to work like a system administrator, Linux system administrator. Because you might be aware now, most of the servers in the world are working on the Linux. And Linux is your foundation course, which is this one for your AWS, for your DevOps, for your SAP, all these higher courses. Your your Linux is the foundation, a fundamental course. Without that, you cannot understand anything on the AWS or the DevOps as well as on the SAP. Okay, so so once you are done with this course, you will be eligible to work like a Linux system administrator. And if anybody have a gap of like 2 to 3 years, easily you can cover it because that much depth of this subject will be covering. And anybody can do this course. For you, a specific background is nothing like that required because first few days we'll discuss all the fundamental things. Few days means approximately like 1 week. We'll be just discussing all the fundamental things so that you'll become very comfortable and it doesn't need any coding or the programming. Okay, so let me start with the first question. What is Linux? Because this course is about Linux administration. So whatever idea you have about Linux, you can please use the chat box to write it in simple or easy word. Then I'll proceed with the first day topic, introduction of Linux. Yes. What is Linux according to you? You can use the chat box to reply. I'm just waiting for your reply. Yes, I got one answer. Fine. Okay. What about you, Hashmi? What is your idea? Yes, what is according to you Linux? Okay, it means you already have some idea, so that's fine. Yes, Bhaskar, you are there, no? We discussed this point, yes. So in a simple word, you can say Linux is an, yes, open source operating system. Very nice. Yes, Linux is an open source operating system. What is open source? We will discuss. As our friend Hashmi is written, yes, the Linux has been designed by whom? Yesterday I told you. Anybody remember? Linux is designed like Windows operating system. Most of the people in world is using the Windows, but most of the servers in the world are running on Linux. So because Linux is more secure, Windows might be easy to operate, but if you compare Linux and Windows, Linux is more secure. The virus cannot enter if you work basically with the commands, and it works much faster and more security, stability. So these factors makes Linux.
So Linux is the CUI based, right? Or GUI
No,
based?
no, in this it is both available. CUI based it was available for Unix. In Linux you
Okay.
can work graphically, but when you use the graphical mode, the if suppose you went to some untrusted things, it may virus may enter, especially if you are downloading something. But if you work with the command mode, the virus cannot enter and your work will be done much faster. That's why basically we work with the commands in
No,
the,
if we want, we can use as a GUI.
yes, you can use it.
Okay.
That's why you should never say Linux is an command based operating system. That is
Okay.
true for the Unix.
Okay, got it.
As you said, Linux has been designed using the Unix. So use the word replacement, but we can say Linux has been designed using the Unix. So whatever shortcomings was there in Unix, it has been overcome in the Linux. Like Windows is designed using the DOS. So basically, Windows is designed from the DOS, and Linux has been designed using the Unix. So what is Unix? Using Unix is an using Unix is an, you can say,
Unix is also
shell
operating
language.
operating system. It is an open source and freeware.
Yes,
So with the help of Unix source codes, that Linux has been developed.
yes, absolutely. So the Unix is an operating system. First major operating system was Unix, which was designed by AT&T company, and it was basically working only in the command based. So some people will use the word Linux is a command based operating system. That is not true. In Linux, you can work both way, but mostly we use with the command because it is more secure and more, you can say, stable and faster when you work with the command. So Linux has been designed by Linus Torvald using the Linus Torvald. The name of the person who designed this Linux is Linus Torvald using the Unix. So Unix was designed by AT&T, American Telephone and Telegraphs, under the under like you can say uh, Kem Thompson and Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie is the founder of the C language. But in the main problem in the Unix was it was completely command based. One reason. Second main reason was Unix is called proprietary based operating system. Proprietary based means the Unix was designed by AT&T. So they made it such that in AT&T machine only that Unix can be installed. That's why it is called proprietary based or hardware dependent OS. So by that they earn a lot of money by saying that the other bigger companies like IBM design their own Unix OS, which they call AIX. So AIX can be installed only on the IBM machine. Then Solaris become very popular in Unix. Solaris can be installed only on Sun machines. Now Solaris has been taken over by the Oracle. Then The HP also designed their HP UX, Unix OS. And they kept their the Unix OS as hardware dependent or proprietary based. So who has designed on that hardware only it will install. They made live that. That was the major drawback in the Unix. So these drawbacks of Unix, hardware dependency and no graphical interface, was overcome with the help of the Linux, which has been designed by the Linus Torvald. Okay. So we'll focus on now Linux. So I hope now you got some idea. Linux is an open source. So what is open source? Still we haven't discussed. We'll slowly come to that point. So now, suppose we'll try to first understand the importance of operating system, because this word we use very often, operating system, operating system. So how we can define the operating system? Linux is also an operating system. So now suppose I have purchased, suppose, one new laptop. So any laptop or a desktop is a collection of what? It consists of hardware. It is a hardware and software. So this is hardware, or I can say so here I have purchased one new laptop. Now the hardware, any laptop or desktop is a combination of what? Hardware and the software. So here machine consists of hardware and the software. But in this there is no OS. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to operate this laptop in which there is no OS. Remember, in this there is no operating system installed. So will I able to use this? Can I able to use this machine without operating system?
No.
So all of us knows that without operating system, we cannot use. But why? We cannot use the machine. But why? Why I cannot able to use this laptop or desktop without OS? There has to be some reason, yes? What might be the reason? Yes?
So operating system is the platform where we can run all the application software. Without OS, we can't run anything, we can't do anything.
Mhm. Yes, that's what we are saying. We cannot, I cannot operate or you cannot operate without OS. But why?
It's
It's like
not
a
a license
platform.
base.
License, no. See here. Now Windows might be
It's like a intermediate, like it helps the hardware components and application software to interact between the hardware software and application software.
Yes, that is the answer. So you should not forget it. So I'll just tell you one in simple word. I hope you may agree with this example. Let us assume that I know only Hindi language. Let us assume for a minute. I know only Hindi language and you know only Telugu. So can we communicate? I know only Hindi language and you know only Telugu language. Yes, Bhaskar is also written intermediate. Yes. So now I'm just trying to explain that in simple word. I know Hindi language, you know Telugu language. So can we communicate? Yes or no?
No, no.
No.
No. So then what is the option? Don't say with the action like that. No, we cannot communicate. So what is the then remedy? How we can communicate? I know
We
only
can
Hindi.
communicate with common language like English.
I know only Hindi. You know only Telugu.
Mm.
Other than you don't know any other common language, I don't know other than any language. Then how we can communicate?
Translator.
Yes, that is the absolute correct answer. So we have to look one person who's understand my language and your language, so that you can call translator or mediator. Yes. So why I consider this example means the hardware understand which language. So hardware understand which language? You might be aware already.
Binary.
Yes.
0 and 1.
Hardware understand only binary language, which is in zeros and ones. and the software understand only one language, that is high level language. So can they communicate with each other? It is something like just now we discussed, I know Hindi, you know Telugu, something like that. So can they able to interact with each other? Can they able to communicate with each other? Machine, computer is a combination of hardware and software. So can they able to interact with each other, communicate with each other?
No.
No. So we need what? Between these
Intermediate.
hardware and software, what? One, what you need? Just now we discussed the example, no? What we need?
One intermediate.
Yes, translator or mediator. Yes. So who's the translator and mediator? Who is the translator and the mediator?
OS, operating system.
OS. So that's what the OS is the mediator between the hardware and the software. So once we install any operating system, so it acts like an interface. So any operating system, Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, any OS. So operating system is a physical thing or logical thing? Yes, Bhaskar, not only drivers we need, many things. First, it should interact with each other. So yes, so OS is a physical thing or logical thing? Physical or logical? Any OS?
It's logical.
Yes, operating system is a logical. So any operating system is a collection of, programs. So any operating system is a collection of program which acts like a, yes, which act like a,
Like a translator and mediator.
yes, mediator or translator. So any operating system is a collection of program which acts like a mediator or translator, between the hardware and the software. So using this mediator, we can operate the, using this mediator, we can operate the system. So how can I define the operating system? Operating system is a collection of program which acts like a interface between the, you can say mediator or interface. Operating system is a collection of program which acts like a interface or mediator between hardware and software. Using this interface, we can operate the system. Without that, we cannot operate. Whether you agree with this answer?
Yes.
Yes.
So any operating system, the function is same. So operating system is a collection of program. It's a logical thing which acts like a interface between the hardware and software. Using that interface, we means we persons can operate or able to use the computer or the laptop, whatever you call it, system. Okay. So now our focus for this course, the course which we are discussing is based on which, our course name is what? Our course name is Linux, only Linux.
Administrator.
Administrator or Linux administration. So in the Linux administration course, which operating system we'll be discussing? Which OS we will be discussing?
Linux.
Linux. So which OS we will be discussing? Linux. So our main focus will be on Linux operating system. So this Linux operating system also is a collection of, any operating system is a collection of program. So this collection of program of Linux, our focus will be on Linux, is divided logically into two parts. So the collection of programs of the Linux operating system is logically, not physically, logically divided into two programs or two parts. What is the first part? What is the first part of Linux OS? Shell. And what is the main program of the Linux operating system? What is the main program of the Linux operating system? Main part of the Linux operating system?
Kernel.
Kernel, Linux kernel. Okay. So our Linux operating system, our main focus for this course is Linux OS. So this Linux OS is being this Linux OS, which is a collection of programs divided logically into two parts or two levels. The first level or first part is called shell, and the next part, the most important part or most important program of the Linux operating system is Linux kernel. Okay, so if you want to understand the Linux operating system, first we should know what is shell and what is kernel, what is the use of this. Okay, so the Linux kernel is designed by whom? The person name who designed the Linux kernel is Linus Torvald. Like Windows operating system designed by Bill Gates. So this particular thing is designed by Linus. What is his name? Linus Torvald. Linus Torvald. He's like this, both genius people, Bill Gates and Linus Torvald, both are alive. Maybe Bill Gates is more popular, but this person is also alive. Both are alive. He's from Finland. Bill Gates is from US, and this person is from Finland, in a small country in Europe. So our focus now will be on Linux operating system. Like I informed you earlier, yesterday also I informed you. So for this course, this will be about like 32 to 35 days. So here it will be written here. You can make the payment. So it was actually for 5,000, but for few days, like they have kept it up to Monday, the 4,000 rupees. So they told me to inform you that till Monday, this offer is there. Actually, it was for 5,000. So for few days, they kept it 4,000. Yesterday also I informed the same thing. So you go through this today's session also, and yesterday's session also. Monday also you have the option to see, then decide about the payment by Monday. So you'll be benefited with 1,000 rupees. Otherwise it will be like charge 5,000 rupees. And I think you can check the content, the topics. Nobody is taking about like less than 7 to 10,000, and it is 1 month we are providing, and with the quality. So I'll be sharing you 3 files. Yesterday also I told you. So I made one file. In that I'll be sharing you with all the practical steps from first day to last day in Notepad I have written, including the links. I'll be sharing you maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. Once you make a payment, this file on your mail ID. So in this I have written from first day to last day all the practicals, and plus I made 2 files. So this course is divided into 2 parts, standalone and network. So I kept one theory part for standalone, one theory part for the network admin servers, so that everything ready-made we are giving to you. Now our focus is on Linux now. So Linux is called as, so most of the people in the world are using Windows. No doubt Windows is very good operating system, because why most people prefer, it is easy to operate. So in Windows we have 2 types of OS, yes, client and server. So in Linux also, like desktop OS is there, but our main focus is on, you want to work like a normal employee or you want to work like an administrator? Yes, you want to work
Administrator.
like administrator. So you should know how to work on the like the server OS. So here in Linux, the server OS is called with what name?
Kernel.
No,
Linux OS.
no, Linux OS again, which if you want to work on a server OS, like in Windows, they are called server operating system. Here it is called enterprise Linux. What it is called? Enterprise Linux. So enterprise Linux means it is similar to like server OS. So Linux is an open source operating system. What is open source? I come to the point.
Sorry for interrupt. What is the exact mean of server and client?
See, the client OS will be designed to access the services. Using the server OS, we can, as an administrator, we can configure the servers. Server means which provide services. Like, can you configure? I told you the servers like DSCP, DNS, web server, FTP server, NFS server. So these things can you do in the client OS? I hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, yes. No, I didn't get what you said. Sorry.
Sorry,
I didn't get.
you didn't understand. See, I said you heard about the servers.
Yes.
What the servers will do? It has been designed to provide the services. Like we'll be discussing this particular servers. You know DSCP server. What the DSCP will do?
No, no idea.
Hmm?
No idea.
Okay. So if you are working in a company, there are hundreds of machines. Who has to assign the IP address? Only admin. So will you go to each machine and assign the IP?
No.
No.
So what you will do? You have to configure one server in one machine. That is DSCP server. Once you assign, it will assign the IP address dynamically, automatically. But automatically never happen automatically. For that, you have to configure DSCP server. So this can be configured in enterprise OS, that is server OS, not in client OS. So client OS has been designed to access the services, use the services. That's why users will be using, employees will be using client OS. Administrator will be using the server OS. Are you
Server OS. Okay, got it.
So our
Thank you, sir.
main focus will be on now the operating system of Linux. So the Linux operating system is a collection of programs which is divided logically into how many level? How many level? 2 levels. So the first program of the Linux operating system is the shell, first part. And second is Linux kernel. So what is the use of the shell now? So shell is the
Command prompt.
no, not command prompt. Shell is the now if suppose if you want to open or if you want to apply any command in Windows, can you apply the command in Windows? I think you might be more comfortable with Windows.
Yes.
No, sir, it's not possible.
No, we cannot apply command in Windows.
In command prompt we can
Yes,
do.
yes.
Yes, we can apply. So where you will go?
Command prompt.
Command prompt. So same way in Linux, if you want to apply the command, what you need to open?
Shell.
You have to open the terminal. So whenever you open the terminal, what you are using? When you open the terminal, what you will be using?
Command.
Shell. So whenever you open the terminal, it means you are using what? Shell. Shell. So once we open the terminal, what is the default shell we use in Linux? What is the default? This is a program name. Shell is nothing but the first program. So what is the shell we are using in Linux?
Bin bash.
Bin slash bash. This is the name of the shell. So once we open the terminal, what is the shell we are using? /bin/shell. So what is the use of the shell? It is an interface between the user and the kernel. You see the diagram. So here, the Linux kernel is there, here the shell. Now here, as a person, you are using this. You want to apply some commands. So you have to open what? Terminal. Once you open the terminal, what you are using? Shell. So shell is the interface between the user and the kernel. So once we write the command, what happens? Anybody work on the Linux? At least few commands. Okay, have you worked anybody or no?
No, sir.
Okay. So here, Bhaskar is saying yes. So suppose I have here, I'll be showing you how to install the OS also. So I have some machines here, Linux machines I have or I don't have. No, I have deleted the other batches. So when I open the terminal and write some command. So if the command is correct or not, who will check? Who will check the command is correct or not? Yes, the commands like cat to create the file, mkdir to create the directory. Yes, ls command to check. So if you write any command, that command is correct or not, who will check? Shell will check.
Shell.
So it is a command checker. If you are given, suppose some command, it is not a proper command, immediately you'll get command not found, means that command is not there. It is not defined. And Linux is case sensitive. If anything is in capital letter, if you write in a small letter, it will not accept. In Windows, it will accept. So these shells are being developed using which language? So we don't have to learn the C language. Already it has been designed using that, its meaning. So now, who is the super user? Super user means here?
Con
Huh? Super user means? See, you please be interactive. If you
Sorry, sir, we don't have idea. I don't know, sir.
So yes, our friend Bhaskar is writing. Admin. Server means what? Sorry, super user means like
admin.
Windows administrator. So when you log in with administrator or when you log in with the user, any difference is there? When you log in as an administrator and when you log in as a user, any difference is there or no difference?
Different actually.
Maybe it's different is there.
The difference is there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What is the difference you find? Administrator will have more privileges or maximum privileges. Yes, compared to the user. So can the user do all the things? No, only admin can do. User can do only few things. Yes. So now what is the administrator name in Linux? The administrator in Linux is called as, in Windows, administrator account is called administrator. In Linux, the administrator account is called as with what name? Yes.
Linux administrative system.
No. Like this, be interactive. At least use the chat box like our friend Bhaskar is using. You don't worry whether your answer is right or wrong. Because if it is
No
right,
idea.
okay. So the administrator is called here root. What it is called? ROOT. Root. Root is a administrator account in Linux. So when you log in as a root, you will get full access. When you log in as any other user other than root, you will get limited access. So who will check? Who will check which user is logged in? Either root is logged in or normal user login. Who will check? Shell will identify.
Shell.
Shell will, first it will check command is correct or not. Second thing it will do, that command is given by which user? Root user or normal user. So only few commands the normal user can use. So it will check that command is given by the, suppose, normal user. So it will check that normal user have the privilege to use that command. If it is no means, it will write access denied or permission denied. So it means your command is correct, but as a user you cannot use. So you have to log in as which user now to use that command, to execute that command? You have to log in as a root. So when you log in as a root, it is called here root. Root is a super user, means administrator. So now the administrator can execute any command, but the command has to be correct. So if the command is correct and the user can't able to execute, means if you log in as a root, that command will be executed. Executed means what happens now? The root will, the shell will check. Yes, this command is given by the root user, so it will have, it has the privilege. So what it will do? What it will do? It will execute that task? No. So it will simply accept that command and change that command. So when we write the command, it will be in binary language or high level language. When we write anything on that terminal, it will be high level language or binary?
It's high level.
High level. So whether
Sir,
the
I do have one more doubt. Apart from that bin and bash shell, we do have any another shell?
there are different types of shells. When we start the practical, I'll show you.
Okay.
But default shell is bin bash. So normally we work with that. If you want to change the shell, you can change.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Different types of shells will be there, but most commonly used is bin bash, default shell. So now once the command is correct, so what the shell will do, the computer cannot understand the high level language. So it will convert that high level language into binary. So it will not appear on the screen. In a fraction of second, this happens in the background. Once you give in the command and press enter, it will first check the command is proper or not. Second, it will check the command is given by which user. Then if the command is proper and given by the authorized user, then it will convert immediately into binary. And where it will send now, where it will go, that command now in binary language, where it will go. You see this diagram and tell me now.
Kernel.
Yes, it will go to the Linux kernel. So whenever a user does any task, what happens in the Linux? In the background, what happens once you write the command? Open the terminal means you are opening the shell. Write the command, enter. So it will check the command is proper or not. Then who is given? That is authorized or not. If it is yes, it will immediately, this you things you cannot see front end. It happens in the background. So it will go to the binary, then convert it into the kernel. Now the kernel will check. Now the kernel will is something like a interface between the shell and the hardware.
So kernel is a machine language, like binary language?
Kernel is a,
Machine language?
see here, kernel is the part of whom?
Linux.
Linux.
Linux
Yes.
operating system main program is divided into two levels. That is what we are discussing. First level or first part is shell.
Shell.
So from the shell, it will come to where?
Kernel.
Kernel. Kernel is the part of the Linux OS. Main part of the Linux OS. Understood?
Yes, yes.
So that is called Linux kernel is called the core, or in simple word you can say brain of the Linux operating system. So just for a minute, let us deviate from the topic and discuss what is the function or purpose of a brain in us, and in us means in human being. Yes, what is the role of the brain in our body? What it does? All of us is having yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is the work it is doing for us? Like Bhaskar is written. Yes. All of us is having brain, but what the brain is doing for us, we have forgotten or we are hesitant to say. We have learned this in our school days, yes. The main part of our human body is brain. What it does for us? It controls and manages all our tasks. What the brain will do? All our activities is controlled and managed by brain. Suppose I'm saying something, you are listening. So within a fraction of second, who is telling to us what I should tell and what, and when you are listening, why you should listen? Yes, who is guiding us? Now suppose, now you might be thinking, now what is the time, how to go, these and that. Who is telling all these things to you?
Brain.
Brain.
So in our body, there are various parts. Various part will do various work. Like when we are walking with, when we are walking with what? We are walking with the brain.
No, sir.
But how to walk, where to walk, up to where walk, unnecessary walk, or because of work we walk. So we are all gifted person, because the greatest gift you call God or the parents given to us, we are the normal human being. So to us, everything appears normal because we are having a normal brain. So when you have a normal brain, all your activities appears normal to you. So if you see some abnormal persons, I don't know you are from which part, but in Hyderabad there is a place called this what we call Eragadda. Anybody is from Hyderabad? No. So when people says Eragadda, our mind immediately goes to there. There is one hospital where all these people who are not having the normal brains will be kept abnormal brain. So have you seen any person like that? So they will also have everything like us: two legs, two hands, two eyes, two ears, one tongue. Everything will appear like that. But what is the difference between us and them?
We do have normal brain and they are having abnormal brain.
So normal brains means, like while you are going on the road, will you ask everybody what is your name? What is your name? Where are you going? If you've seen anybody unknown person, you'll ask. No, because your brain says it is not required. And what happens also, you know the reaction. If suppose you are a girl, if somebody is asking your name, will you tell? No. Within a fraction of seconds, within a fraction of seconds, it will tell you, it will guide you should say or not. If same thing is asked in some interview, what is your name, there you will tell or you will not tell.
Yes, of course, we have to.
So all these things happen within a fraction of seconds. So all our activities, who is controlling?
Control.
Brains.
Oh.
In our body, I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
In our body, everything is controlled. How to walk, how to way to walk, how to talk, to whom, what to talk. Everything is comes to us by
Yeah,
default.
we are controlled by brain.
How much to talk, when to talk, how to sit, how to eat. Everything is done by different parts of the body. But at which time, which action we are doing, which part of the body should take that part and do that work, it will be decided by whom?
Brain.
Suppose you want to take rest, now your legs want to say, no, I want to run now, I want to go out. So who is controlling us? Every second between us, brain, heart, some fighting will be taking place. Fighting means not physically. Brain says something, heart says something. Ultimately, we listen to whom?
Brain.
Brain. Yes. So all our activities, different parts of our body will do different functions, but it is controlled and managed by whom? Our brain. So same way, the machine, computer consists of what? Hardware and software. So which hardware and which software should do which function? It will be decided, controlled and managed by whom? Like brain will never walk. Brain will never like eat. So which part of our body should do which work at what time? This is controlled and managed by our brain. We will convert that into, if it is proper command, it will change into binary. So now the kernel will decide this particular task should be done by which hardware and software. Then it will send to that. Now that output will come. So the kernel will get the output in which format now? High level or binary?
Binary.
Binary. So see here, it function is to control all the tasks. Now once the task is being done by the hardware, the output will be in binary format. So now can we, if it gives the output in binary format on the screen, can we understand?
No.
No. So what the kernel will do again?
It will give to shell.
Send the output to the shell. It will send the output to the shell. Now shell, what it will do? When we give the input, it will convert from high level to binary. Now the output it will convert from
Binary to high level.
binary to yes, high
Kernel to
level
seven.
and displays on the screen or the monitor. So this is what is the function does on the operating system. Who's doing this? Shell and the kernel. So in the Windows, do you have the shell? In Windows, do you have the shell? No. So in that command is given properly or not? Who has given? If any virus enter, everything will run there. But in Linux, the security shell is there. So which is not there in Windows. So in Windows, everything is identified with the extension like executable file.exe, in database file.dat, mp3 media file, mp3 batch file. But in Linux, the files are is not having execute permission. So no file will run unless until we give the execute permission. So all the files in Linux will be without execute permission. So it is more security here. And if anybody sends some virus file, it will not execute, it will not run. First, the file will be checked by the shell. So it is not there in the predefined thing, it will not run. So much extra security we have in Linux. So in Linux, the files are identified by two things, either symbol or by alphabet. Like if it is a normal file, you will get what? Hyphen, first character. When we create the files, I'll show you. If it is hidden file, dot. For block file, alphabet B. For link file, soft link and hard link like that, L. Socket file, S. Directory, first character, D. Pipe symbol, this. So from this, what we need to understand, Linux is more secure because of the architecture level and the secure shell level. So it is having the security at the architecture level also, security is there, and the OS level also. So that is the reason Linux is more secure than Windows. That is the reason most of the servers in the world are working on Linux. So Linux is a platform where is a foundation for your higher courses. Like I told you, AWS, DevOps, VMware admin, Oracle, Hadoop, SAP. And I said this yesterday, this course, complete this content. You can just go through my yesterday's recording. Each and everything briefly I discussed. Okay. So this is about our today's session. So then now one important point I need to explain, that is why Linux is called open source. So whatever coding, so if you any operating system is there, it is a collection of program. So that program is written in the form of a coding source code, that is called. So normally whoever written the program, they will show the source code? No. So the Linux kernel is designed by Linus Torvald. So whatever coding and program he has written, we put it over the internet, which anybody can access, which is not possible in any other OS. So that's why the Linux is called open source. So open source means the source code of the Linux kernel, which is designed by Linus Torvald, is kept it by Linus Torvald, who designed it. He kept it over the internet, which anybody can access. Not only we can access the source code of the Linux kernel, which is designed by Linus Torvald, but we can also modify. Because of that, we have so many flavors in Linux. Have you heard any flavor? Yes, I put it
Yes.
away from the screen. Okay, so yes, any names?
Red Hat, CentOS, Shishu,
Red Hat, CentOS,
Ubuntu,
Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Debian,
Turbo Linux,
yes. So like this, hundreds of
MS.
there. So out of this, most popular is Red Hat. So we are going to discuss according to Red Hat, but using the CentOS. Why? Because in Red Hat, they are charging not for the OS, but to provide the support. But some people who are working like a Linux expert, they form one association with the name CentOS, not for business purpose, just to spread the Linux. Now the competitor to the Windows is Linux. So this gentleman, Linus Torvald, why he kept the source code over the internet? Because he wanted the freedom from license issue. Because earlier, when Unix was dying, like in 1990s, most of the people started using Windows only. So they started raising their license key very often, very frequently. So this gentleman, Linus Torvald, decided that he should design such a OS that where the people have the freedom from license issue. He's not telling don't use the Windows. He's saying if anybody want to use other OS other than Windows, some option should be there and freedom from license issue. That's why he designed this OS and put it over the internet. But the
Sir,
company
what
can.
is the profit for him? End of the day, he is not earning, right?
So some people will be there like this. So now what he's done, he put it over the internet, and so that people will get benefited. Might be some copyright, something he might have earned something, and but now he kept it. Now suppose you want to take the source code, you can take it, but you have to add some features to call your OS with your name. Okay.
Yes.
So in different part of the world, copyright something is very strict, but India, we don't have much copyright. That's why we don't mostly use the genuine OS. Pirated OS only we used. So what is the meaning of open source? The source code of the
Anybody?
Linux kernel, which is designed by Linus Torvald, he himself put it over the internet so that the people have the freedom from license issue. So anybody can take the source codes and modify. So if you do that, no charges you have to pay to him. So different companies, what they have done, they have taken that source code and they have modified, added something. So out of that, most popular is Red Hat. So we are going to discuss Red Hat through CentOS. So I was telling you, CentOS means Community Enterprise Operating System. So it is an enterprise OS, server OS, similar to that. So whatever Red Hat is doing, they are taking the permission, they are copying and pasting, because companies cannot survive on the free concept. Because if you are working in company, why you are working? To earn the money. So if the company is keeping everything free, can the company run in the long run? No, it has to collapse, or it will collapse. It has to come on the road. So some people who are Linux expert, to spread the Linux, they took the source code with the permission from Red Hat. Whatever Red Hat is releasing, they are copying and releasing. So only difference is in Red Hat, they will provide the support, but they will charge you. In CentOS, no support, but no charges, completely free. So Ubuntu is mostly for
So
the.
no support means no support.
No, suppose if you are using the Red Hat RHEL, Red Hat, they are releasing their server OS with what name? Fedora is used for home purpose. For enterprise means for industry purpose, RHEL, Red Hat
Okay.
Enterprise Linux. So for that, if you are using the genuine OS, you have to pay them. So they are saying our OS is free. But
Okay.
when you are using our OS, if you get any problem, you contact us. We will provide the
Okay.
technical assistance. That is not there with the CentOS. You only have to solve it. Understood?
Okay, we got it. Okay.
So there are so many flavors out of that. Now, commonly asked question for the, especially from the fresher is, sir, if I'm suppose learning Red Hat, can I able to work on, suppose my company is working on Debian or SUSE? So the only answer for that is you can work on any flavor if you are good in one flavor. Like suppose simple
So
thing.
all the features are same?
No. Some features will be here and a slight difference, but all these are being designed using the Linux kernel. So the architecture structure will be same. So some commands might be same, some commands might be different. So now
Suppose as of now, I am learning CentOS, otherwise Red Hat, but in real-time company, they are using like Ubuntu. Can I able to
that's
work?
what I'm telling. No, see here. That's what I'm telling you. So most of the frequently doubt is this. So now what I can say is that if you have decided that I will learn all the flavors and I'll do the job, means your whole life will be over, because it keeps on coming. It is open source, means source code. Today one company came, another company after some months might be, they'll take the source code of Linux Torvald, they will add some features to it. Architecture will be same. So some commands might be same, some different. So how the people are surviving now? So the best example we can think of is, suppose you have some car. I don't know much about cars. Suppose you have Maruti. Now after a few years, you went and purchased some luxury big car, maybe some higher one, Tata Sumo or something. So again, you have to learn the driving.
So driving is same, but some feature is
Some
different.
features
Within some days,
here
we
and
can
there.
able to
So
learn.
it will take
Yeah,
some
yeah.
time. Yes, maybe 2 to 3 days
Yes,
to
yes.
understand some features.
Yes, yes, got
Exactly
it.
same thing. So what the people will do, if you are good with one flavor, now suppose they will give that command in Ubuntu. You are learning Red Hat. One command here given in Ubuntu, it is not working. Immediately what people will do, they'll Google it. So and so command in Red Hat. You want to apply equivalent command in Ubuntu. They'll write equivalent command for Ubuntu for this. Immediately they'll write. That is how the people are working. One person cannot learn all flavor. Once you are good with one flavor, you can work on other flavor easily. Concept is same. Some commands might be same. Some different means just equivalent command you have to type it. Clear?
Yes,
But
sir.
most of the servers are on Red Hat. That's why most of the training institute, they'll teach according to Red Hat only. Red Hat and CentOS both are exactly same. Only difference here, it is completely free, no support. They are charging, but support is not there. Okay. So with this, we will end today's session. So tomorrow is Sunday. So tomorrow there will be no session. On Monday, I will go through the structure of the Linux OS. So after that, on Monday, you please decide you want to take this course and make a payment on Monday so that you will be benefited with 1,000 rupees. Yes. Yes, Bhaskar. You can ask. See, in India, as far I know, in India, as far I know, if you do any course or even after completing your engineering, is there any guarantee? Even if you do the MBBS, there is no guarantee. I think there might be something like IIT, might be. But your scope, your chances will improve. See, I'm not the person just for the course purpose. I'll tell you blindly anything. If you do this course 100%, no, there is nothing like 100%. But once you get done with this course, you'll get enough knowledge to give the interview. You have tried in one attempt, even not success. You attend 2-3 interviews, you'll get an idea what they are asking. But definitely, if you try, if you are good with the subject, definitely will get the job. But on the basis, if you do this course, immediately next day job means, if anybody is saying that, they are telling lies. You have to try and you have to keep on improving. Definitely one day you will get a job. But just by doing this course, you will get a job means not one people, lakhs of people will be doing for just 4 to 5,000. Okay.
And sir, one more question is, I do have 2 years of career gap. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
I do have 2 years of career gap. Can I put experience on that?
See, I said no. So this course designed in a such a way, 2 to 3 years maximum you can keep. 1 year you keep other thing.
Is it possible to survive in real time?
Definitely. See, nowadays what happens, most of the people, especially in India, even outside, they are going with the fake experience. So if you have the good knowledge, even the people who don't know the knowledge, they will crack the interview somehow, these are that way with their relatives or something they'll do. Background, they will survive. How? If you have knowledge, you can definitely survive. Nobody will put you on the floor directly if you go as 10 years experience also. So every company have their own setup. They will train you according to that. The bigger the company, the less hard work and less
Then why
mistake.
company is hiring like 2 years or 3 years? Company can hire that fresher guy, right?
See what happens if you are having a good knowledge, when they train you, you will understand easily their setup, their training, and you will be ready to work in short duration of time.
Okay.
No company will put you even 10 years experience directly on the floor. Every company have their own setup. So they will train us, they will guide us. So
Okay,
if you
sir.
have knowledge, you will learn very quickly and you will able to take your job.
Okay.
And when you
So
do,
coding experience and only Linux admin is enough, or I have to learn any other things?
see, if you have previous some experience, irrelevant also, you can say, I was there in that field like for 1 year or 1.5 years, then there was no growth. So I switched to this. Since last 2 years or 3 years, you can easily say like that. And if you want to do, like, money is not a problem and you have the time, you can go after this, some higher courses like AWS that will cover, you can cover more years.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you,
any
sir.
other queries, or can I close the session?
Yeah, you can go. From my side, there is no query.
So see you on Monday. So tomorrow there is no session. So on Monday, we'll see the structure. Then Monday, please decide and make a payment. Okay.
Sure.
So,
Thank you, sir.
yes, anybody else? Any question? Okay. So can I leave then? Okay, fine. I'm closing the session.